Hello and welcome to Talking Hats. I'm Monty Squiggles.
And I'm Old Man Wolfie.
And today we are here to talk about something that was just recently announced during the Game Awards. A game series that we both have a relatively good history with that has not seen a release for the past 5 years.
What's scary is I think technically, both of them can't, but that could really apply to both of the things we're going to talk about today, practically.
Well, the second game that was announced, we get to, has a different storied release history.
Exactly.
Not quite the developer has the rights for it and just kind of forgot and didn't do anything with it for half a decade. Reasons?
But yes, we're finally getting another Soul Calibur game.
Yes. It is the seventh game in the series, the sixth Soul Calibur game, because it started as Soul Edge back in the arcades, and the Dreamcast, it was eventually ported to the PlayStation. I think Soul Edge and Soul Calibur came to the Dreamcast first in both cases.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting a Soul Calibur 6, and it honestly, from the short little trailer thingy that Bandai bequeathed us, which is probably pre-rendered, it could be in-game stuff, the PS4... especially if it's Pro Enhanced, is certainly capable of doing that, but it still can, because you're not going to have that kind of camera views for it.
The thing is a lot of the fighting that they had in that one was it's Unreal Engine, so therefore you know that they can, it may not be gameplay footage, it's probably character model footage.
Yeah, it's probably in-game footage, at the very least.
It's not pre-rendered cutscene stuff. No, this is actually just the engine running on probably better hardware.
And the fighting moves, it looks like they expanded on their Super System from 4, which was kind of boring and stupid.
Yes.
It's like, in this very small situation, press all 4 buttons in the exact same moment, and if the stars align, your super will go off in this pre-canned bad PS1 thing. I mean, there was nothing exciting about it. It was kind of like, I'd rather not have specials like we did all the way up until then than to have something like that.
What's funny is that myself in particular, I love the Soul Edge game in the arcades, and I actually bought a Dreamcast only really to play Soul Calibur. So, with everything else that I got, which was great, my Space Channel 5...
Which you did love Space Channel 5 and all the other stuff, but you got it to Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur. And the thing is that I have never regretted spending the money on a brand new, first day of release, Dreamcast with Soul Calibur, because I played that thing until my joysticks were
it's like, I played Soul Edge maybe a few times in the arcade, but Soul Calibur, it was either I think it was Soul Calibur 1, might have been Soul Calibur 2, I don't remember now because it's been too long. But my college back in California had a couple arcade machines, and Soul Calibur was one of them, and I would put quarters in there almost every time that I was there. It was so much fun. I believe I eventually got the PS2 Soul Calibur, which is Soul Calibur 2.
Right.
And yeah, Soul Calibur 3 was one of the games I played the most on my original Xbox.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the game that really I spent hours and hours and hours playing was Soul Calibur. And
it's such a simple fighting mechanic, because it's rock, paper, scissors. It's, vertical, horizontal, and kick, and it's vertical over horizontal. I think it's horizontal over kick and kick over vertical. I forget exactly what the wheel is, but that's what you got.
Yep.
And you have that, you have throws, and you have deflects. I don't know if they were always in there or if that was from the newer games, but it was a pretty core mechanic.
I know it was in 3. So.
Yeah, it was in 3. I don't remember if it was in 2. Very similar to what Dead or Alive had, but not as advanced as some of Dead or Alive's versions of it.
It was also wonderful because for a 3D game, it was a combination of really, really good playability, really responsive.
Yes, it was even the ports were always really responsive.
Right. The thing about Tekken, there are people who love Tekken's 3D combat, and
it is
good.
Technically good. It is a good design system.
It's actually, if you can understand the system and disconnect yourself from the feel of the responsiveness of it. Because the thing is that you would have to press button combinations, and especially with the grappling characters, you have to have to find out which frames of animation is where you press the next series to go into the next move. So the thing about it, while Tekken was a more robust system,
very
robust system as far as
very
combos.
much robust.
Soul Calibur was very much more get up pick up and play because you did most of your even the juggles were timed with when a character disengaged, not when a character during the engagement. While you're swashing this thing, hit this other set of buttons and flip this over. No, none of that. So
I mean, some of the more advanced moves have more complicated timing,
right?
But I'm sure there are specific combo chains that you could do that may even be programmed. I never really knew them.
The high-end juggling. Yeah, I mean, you need.
But even so, it's like most moves would go into any other move very smoothly if you timed it right, and the wind up and the swing and the hits, it all felt really good.
Even when the AI, the superhuman AI was cheesing the ever-living daylights out of you.
Oh my goodness!
But now that we're getting into the game, it was funny because I was actually sitting there going, you know what I haven't seen in a while? I haven't seen a Soul Calibur game. Where's our Soul Calibur game for this generation?
Ching!
Ping!
There it is!
I was like, oh my god!
Now, I really hope they have the character creation mode again.
Oh, I'm fairly confident that's not going away. I please God let that not be some sort of weird microtransaction bullshit.
Don't even speak of it and put it into the ether. But it's like, I understand why they didn't do it in 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or 5, I forget which one had it, but they made changes, where in 3, you could use all of the regular characters, or maybe you couldn't. Maybe the character creation only had the unique move list that were, all of them were very similar to the current characters, but they were slightly different. So your created character had, you could same feel, but slightly different, and it was a lot of fun. It had some things, like it had the double sword thingy that no one had. I want to see that. Like, have all the random armor you can get and all that kind of stuff, but also have, like, the unique move list. I mean, just pull the ones from 3 and put them in this. I mean, you don't have to make new ones. Just, I like having that extra variety in the move list. It makes your created characters feel more unique within the world of the game.
Did they gate the character creation movesets under progression?
I do not remember.
I think in 5 they did or something like that, where you basically, in order to unlock the thing, you had to at least progress through the game or even the arcade thing. You had to beat the arcade mode with that character, and then you'd unlock their moveset for.
It's quite possible, and I don't have any problem with that. That makes it a reward. That's how you do that kind of thing. But it's like Soul Calibur 3, I think, is still the best iteration of that system. And it was the first time they did it too. So, but it's like the things you had to do to unlock something, just about everything had 2 ways to unlock it.
Right.
Do this thing, or X number of fights.
Yeah. So you could grind it out one way or the other.
Right. And
quick grind.
But what's funny is my friends at the time, we would play the multiplayer version all the time. And so constantly unlocking shit because just how often we did it.
Right.
And we do let's do a random 2. We each choose random character under the created character, and then completely random setup. So, the moveset and the armor, completely random.
Right.
And there are 2 iconic characters we got out of that I remember. One of them is the Super Pope. Because one of the hats looked like a Pope hat, and he had a cape and everything, and he it was the Super Pope. And then the other one was the Pantsless Ninja with pink underwear. It came up with things like ninja, no pants. I think he even had Taki's move list. So it's like that. And it had I think it was 4 that added the destructible armor.
Yeah.
I don't know if 3 had that.
I don't think so. I think it was 4 that had destructible
armor. But I remember when we were playing it, I don't know if it was with our group or if it was with him, or I don't remember. It's been too long now. Playing, destroys helmet. And the hairpiece that character had was an afro that was bigger than the helmet. So it's like, smash, shatter, poof, 70s music. It was amazing. Like, this is part of what I love about Soul Calibur. And, 3 had, was on all 3 systems, but it had the extra character. Xbox had Spawn, which is why I got the Xbox One. Right. That was the only one I could have gotten anyway. Which was actually a pretty good character, actually pretty close range. He didn't use his chains a whole lot.
Right.
And PS2 got Heihachi, which I don't really care about.
Go on.
And then GameCube had Link. Which is a neat little touch. And then 4 had Darth Vader, Yoda, and Starkiller. And Starkiller was OP as hell. Cervantes is a normal character by comparison.
It was someone's it was definitely someone's OC character that slipped by standards and practices.
Well, they got 2 games of it and several cameos.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I don't mind the inclusion of the Star Wars did not bother me. It's just that particular character. When you anytime you fought him in arcade, he was OP as hell.
What we're hoping for, though, is that one of the things is that they don't have 5's horrible story.
Like having the setup where it takes you through this pre-canned story, swapping you characters, that's fine. But just don't make it garbage. 5's was garbage. Even I would even excuse the Etch-a-Sketch cutscenes if interesting stuff was happening.
It literally
it can be campy and it can be stupid as long as it's interesting.
The problem is that it looked like they were taking it too seriously. It would have been better if it was just done tongue-in-cheek or something.
And Soul Calibur's always been a series that is serious but not serious at the same time. I mean, come on, because we basically have the Harley Quinn with the death hula hoop.
Yeah, we have that. We have Lizard.
Voldem.
Yeah,
Voldy.
we have the S&M weirdo
that hisses everywhere.
Hisses
as he thrusts his crotch at you.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have a giant lizard. So it's like exactly.
And Lizard is actually one of the. He's a really good variation on Sophitia's and Cassandra's move list.
Exactly. But the thing is that, oh my god, that story was awful. That story was painful. Because the problem was that it had a lot of times.
I like the idea of having Sophitia's children, and they had different move lists. That was great. The werewolf guy was interesting, because we already have the vampire.
Right.
And the vampire's daughter.
So
who could just stab you to death.
Yeah, we're just hoping beyond all hope that they're going to be nice enough to not include some sort of, this is one of the games where one of the first games we'll say story mode is kind of not what we're looking for. Nothing as deep and complicated as that.
Right. Look, I think it was 3 or 4 that had this big map of things for you to do, and you go node to node, and some of it was just normal battles. Some of them they were different challenges and whatnot, and there was some kind of story relayed in text as you're going, and it was campy and cheesy, but it was fun.
Yes.
Because I would do it, delete my save data, do it again. Delete my save data, do it again. That's how much fun it was. It was worth it to delete all of my progression, lose all the stuff I unlocked, to redo it, because it was fun. Even though there were some of them where I'm like, I fucking hate this one, I just want to get out of here.
5 was not fun.
No. I mean, the arcade part was okay. It was nothing, aside from the stupid specials, which didn't really hinder anything, because half the time you wouldn't be using them anyway.
Right.
And the final boss was just kind of meh. Not terribly difficult, not terribly easy, not terribly interesting. The whole Soul Calibur, Soul Edge together thingy. I'm not saying it couldn't have worked, but it didn't.
I'm wondering what this one's opening cutscene is going to be.
Yeah.
Because those are always usually batshit crazy anyway.
Like Nightmare weighing lace to an entire field of soldiers. I mean, goodness, they managed that cutscene has him in his unicorn armor, and he still looks threatening with a giant unicorn horn coming out in a giant misshapen hand, and you still can be like, this is terrifying.
I just thought it was so funny that I was like, look, it's his back, and I click on it, and I'm like, ah, it's the announcer's voice, and you're like,
yeah, I honestly, I don't know if I've ever heard the Japanese dub of Soul Calibur games at all. I would love to compare them, but it's like, no, the announcer in Soul Calibur is somewhere between boxing match and monster truck rally.
Exactly.
And it's beautiful.
So what's really funny is it occurs to me, if you change the English language game to the Japanese language track, which I tend to do. Actually, was really funny.
You do that with a lot of games.
Oh my god! I'm like Japanese track because I can't stand the American dub.
I don't think I've ever done that with Soul Calibur.
No, what's funny, I've done it with Soul Calibur, and it doesn't change the audio track for the announcer. The announcer is
still that English thing.
So I'm curious to see. I'm pretty sure that the announcer's like that in Japanese too. The Japanese people love him as well. But it was just so funny to hear that voice and go,
"Oh, I love that voice." I forgot how much I love that voice.
Yes, it's the thing of.
And it's like, these are he spouts the corniest lines.
Oh no, it's the most.
Every time you still love it.
It's refrigerator magnet poetry.
It really is,
in the greatest sense. But we're like, oh my god,
A tale of swords and souls, eternally retold.
Oh yeah, and totally reiterated. Yes,
it's great. It's
But yes, we are absolutely looking forward to
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I almost practically forgotten about this series. Forgot we hadn't seen it. And I saw them like, oh, right. And it's like I remember it's like Sophiata is one of my favorite characters, and then when they introduced Cassandra, who's a slightly mix-up on her sword and board, she became my new favorite. With like her and Lizard Man are like my favorite iterations of those two.
Oh, I was murderous with Mitsurugi.
Oh yeah, if you know how to use his stances properly, he will kill. Forget Yoshimitsu.
Yeah, well, forget it. Like
Yoshimitsu still has too much tech in him.
I used to love the pulling off the single swords, the single strike. Dead, done. And it's like it's great when I can pull off a kill like that because someone rushes in. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, and then Astros, another good character, and his costume from 3 with the leather head cowl and giant horns on it. That it's just like yes, and the giant ass sickle axe thing that he uses depending on what weapon you got.
So the thing is, we are super duper excited about
so
that
many good memories with that game, and I think the reason why we hadn't really thought about it much or done much with it is because 4 was okay, 5 was a letdown. It's just
you wonder. You can only be.
I'm not surprised they waited this long to bring out a new iteration because 5 did not do well, and even though I've seen it for like less than $10, I've still been like, I want to pick it up. Don't pick it up.
When I'm looking at those that 6, it's funny that it comes out after the Pro comes out, after the Xbox One X, the Xbone X comes out.
I mean, I would actually maybe we should try and get some Hori sticks for the PS4.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking that as well. That's the things I'm saying. Because something flashed through the back of my mind at one point.
Although I do,
is Hori needing money or something? Because it's like they need more.
I have the Arcana Heart Hori stick, which has the adapter for PS2 to PS3. I don't know if I can take it from PS3 to PS4. We have to plug it in and find out.
Yeah, but so that's one. That was one of the.
That's the one we were most excited about when we saw it.
Because that was the one that we genuinely had been missing,
and not even realized how much we were missing it. And it literally came out of left field. Like if they had been hinting at it before, and I follow Bandai on Facebook and on YouTube, and I didn't see anything until yesterday morning. So if they've been doing it, they've been really under the radar with it. So I was completely surprised when I saw it, and I want the picture.
I always like that.
The picture of Soul Edge and Soul Calibur shoved into the darkness that Bandai has on its Facebook cover photo. I want that for my cover photo, but I can't get a proper sized version of it. It's like yes, I want this. But the next game actually stars Wolfie's Bay.
Bayonetta 3, the game that supposedly, since I have not as of this moment finished Bayonetta 2 because I was still beating I keep replaying 1 because 1's so much fun.
It is, and it's and you got the Wii U version, so you had to play 1 on the remastered or the re-released of 1 with the extra specials in it.
So the thing is that I have to pull out the Wii U, and then they announced that Bayonetta 1 and 2 are coming out for the
Switch.
For the Switch, and
I'm like, well, now you know what? I probably won't bother getting the Wii U version of it.
Yes.
I'll just get the Switch. I mean, I don't have a Wii U. I barely use the Wii, and you get the one I have repaired.
Right, and
I may not. I mean, goodness, there's the Xenoblade game that came out on the Wii U. I have the 3DS port of now. I believe it's a 3DS port. Yeah, it's like. Even though there were games on the Wii U I liked and would play, it's just like there's no point with the Switch.
Right. So it's like the Switch came out and it's like, but scant few details about Bayonetta 3.
That's putting it lightly. Yeah, all it was weird visuals and obscure text. Basically, Bayonetta 3 is happening. What's it gonna look like? What's it about?
It's like, but apparently, supposedly, everyone kept saying that it was this weird closed loop world, and I'm going, yeah, because that's ever. Bayonetta is such an amazing character that you knew damn well they weren't going to let her sit.
Which is good. I'm glad that they're doing that. Even though it's kind of redundant, I'm glad they're bringing the first 2 games to the Switch because the Wii U, as great as it was, didn't do as well.
And the Switch, I'm just praying that they don't cram 50,000. Now, see, I want them to add amiibo support because they already have amiibos.
2 Bayonetta amiibos.
They have 2 Bayonetta amiibos, and it'd be and they could also do extra things for the since it's a Nintendo, since they're in bed with Nintendo heavily, they could do more costume stuff because they already had a Link
they had Link, Samus, and Peach.
So the thing is that they could have a Daisy, a Bowser. It's like. Bayonetta with a shell on her back.
She'd make it sexy.
Yes, she would. And that's the thing. I love Bayonetta. It is one of those games.
She is like, I wish I'd played more. I've only played like a tiniest bit of the first game. I've watched him play a lot more of it. And she's a ridiculous giraffe woman, yes. But she's a giraffe woman more because of the mechanics and the animations need to work properly,
right.
So her proportions are a little skewed. But you still believe her as a character, and she is an awesome character.
She is an awesome character. A character who uses sexuality it was weaponized sexuality. How could you not love that?
So sassy.
No, and the thing is,
without being like,
when the game first came out,
with like she's sassy and snappy without being two-dimensional. Like there's still emotional depth to her despite all of that.
And she's the thing,
which is rare for any protagonist.
When the game first came out, and I first started playing it, and I'm playing it, and Steven's watching over here. Squig, you're sitting there like. He's watching this thing going, he couldn't quite tell if the game was making fun of the male gaze or this was pandering to it.
Yeah, I honestly think it's more...
No,
I don't think it's either. I think it's using the male gaze to its own benefit without really pandering to it.
It's the thing is that, especially as you play further into the game, you realize that it literally is. It is weaponized the male gaze against itself half the time. All of these super sexy moves that are deadly, all the pole dancer antics, and it's all done.
BDSM finishes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the BDSM finishes. Yes, I mean it's all done to basically to the effect of destroying your enemies with it, and it to me that is like this hilarious because it's so obvious. Because it's so on the nose. It's like it no takes, apologies.
It takes
all
no
subtlety.
It takes all the power of the male gaze from itself, from the male gaze, and uses it. Like you think you're in power because we're like this? No. I'm in power. You go sit over there, boy.
Yeah, it's like so much of it. And the thing about the character is that the character is so powerful, but half the time she sounds like she's toying with everybody. Everybody is like some sort of amusement to her, and it's just so much fun to watch because she's just so blasé about how
everything. It's great. Like it's a lot like Dante was in the first Devil May Cry, minus his screaming into the void at Trish's death, which was just so. I mean, it's campy and stupid. I love it, but it's still like it's almost character breaking. It's almost I should have been the one to fill your heart with light. Like, it doesn't completely break the scene. It's silly and campy, but it's like, up until that point, minus that little part, she's had very much the attitude that Dante had in the first game.
And considering that they're
basically descended from the same developer, I believe, and this is the same guy.
We're just looking forward to. I'm curious to see where the story. I really have to see where story.
Yeah, you gotta play through the second. You gotta finish the first game now.
Well, I did. I finished the first game.
Good. Now actually play the second game. Don't play the first one again.
Yes.
Play the second game.
I gotta play 2.
The story, so that when 3 comes out, you're like, good. I can get this and start now.
And allegedly, it's 2018. We'll see about that.
Yes. Well, Nintendo.
Didn't you see the thing that said they were promising that they were going to have updated news about the God of War 4 being released, or 5, or whatever the hell, being released in 2018? Everyone's going, yeah, you mean the part of the news is going to be when they tell they're going to push to 2019?
Right. Nintendo's usually pretty good about release dates. When they say they're going to make a release date, they generally do.
And Nintendo's also cagey about actually releasing a date until they're actually pretty thoroughly ready to ship.
So it's like if they're saying a date, if they're saying even a broad date like 2018, even if it's not till December, you can be pretty sure it will come out in 2018.
Right. But it is kind of funny that they're.
I'm sure they don't have a perfect track record, but they're generally not the one that comes up when it comes to games being delayed.
Yeah, they're not development hell games like
since beta is being done by second party, not third party. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there have been third party Nintendo games that have been delayed, but Nintendo's not as in control of those.
Yeah, but the thing is, Nintendo usually doesn't. The idea is
even those tend not to so much with Nintendo.
Yeah. Nintendo's very, very good about keeping on their timetables. It's
nothing
Sony
else.
It's Sony and Microsoft that are kind of like,
Microsoft especially.
It's like,
well, Sony and Microsoft have a little less control. They have fewer first and second party developers than they do third-party developers.
But God of War, I thought was... Isn't God of War first-tier development? Or is it not anymore? I thought that was first-party.
I don't think they're... No, they're not first-party. They might be second-party.
I'm gotta figure out who the hell's actually doing
I don't know if it's the same studios before, if it got pushed to another studio, but yeah, God of War I'm pretty sure is not... I don't know if it's third or second, but I'm pretty sure it's not first-party development. I could be wrong. Because first-party is stuff like Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, Last Guardian.
Right. And
those are generally at least at $10 less of the normal SRP of whatever the current gem game price is.
I'm fairly certain that God of War is Sony computer games. So.
It might be. I mean, I honestly don't remember.
But the fact that Soul Calibur is coming out on on the major 3 consoles, or major 2 consoles and PC, which is interesting because
I wouldn't really want it on PC. It's like it's like, and I have Dead or Alive on PC, and it's like it doesn't function well. It's unfortunate because I really do like that game.
Part of it is the fact that a lot of them you would need a dedicated controller setup for them because there's no other. Even if you don't like playing games,
but even then, it's like Namco might be better about it, but it's it's the port quality,
right?
That is what makes me worry.
Well, actually, I wouldn't worry as much because it's Unreal Engine. So the thing is that developed.
So that helps.
That develops.
So if it has proper controller support, then yeah, the PC port will probably be fine.
If that was a PC demo.
I don't know if they have any demos. But I'd rather get on the Pro, honestly.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's like, for portability's sake. I mean, it's like, and then they put it on the Switch. Hey, they put what's-his-face on the Switch.
They probably could.
They stuffed Skyrim, bugs and all, on the Switch. So
yeah, bugs and all. Yep. It's like, should we clean that up? Oh, it's fine.
Let's give them the authentic experience of having fun.
It's the authentic Bethesda experience.
Dragons flying backwards, Yeah. So, but yes, I mean,
I mean, I don't know if there's. I mean, is there anything else coming out next year that we're excited for? Like, not anticipating necessarily, not wanting. I'm sure there's some stuff that's like, oh yes, I definitely want to play that. I know Square's coming out with a number of RPGs that I'm like, I hope they're good. I kind of want to play them.
Yeah, allegedly.
Lost Sphere, Secret of Mana is coming out.
Yeah.
So that I would want to get.
Allegedly, we're supposed to get the 7 remake in next year.
Oh really? I said what we're looking forward to.
Yeah, no. It's like,
do I want to have a good 7 remake? Sure. Are we gonna get one? Very much doubt it. But yeah, I can't really think of any other game that's coming out that I am legitimately excited about. Yeah.
Because I could give a rat's ass about Anthem.
Anthem. Did I even hear about Anthem?
Yes. Don't you remember? Real gamers don't talk like this.
Oh, that. Okay. Yeah, the idea is interesting, but that was a horrible.
Oh my god, that was the most wonderfully curated. The most.
Robots that know nothing about human culture would be a more realistic example of how gamers play that.
It's like I could not the entire time. And what's really funny is that the way that the
is that BioWare? I forget. No, I don't think it's BioWare.
I'm trying to remember who it was.
I don't think BioWare has announced anything post Andromeda.
I genuinely forget who actually developed that one. But the funny part about that was that I watched the video and there's this woman talking, and I'm going. Then she's talking to someone else. She's talking to an NPC in the game, and then she's talking to somebody else. Now here's an interesting thought. If you can, if the NPCs in the game will respond to more or less simple statements, or will kind of guess what you're saying and respond back to you in voice chat, that would genuinely be something I'd be interested in pursuing, just to see how the hell they pull it off.
How technologically how it works.
But
if it works
that would actually be an improvement that would be worthy of saying, okay, this is actually pretty exciting.
But it's not even just
the dialogue is so hilarious because people don't talk like that.
And it's a level of people don't talk like that we have not seen in a long time, if ever.
No, it is hilarious because I have been an online gamer in World of Warcraft, and I've played Diablo, I've played StarCraft Tribes, And I have never, in my entirety of probably 20 years of being an online gamer, have I ever heard people talk like that before.
Ever.
I
Never,
was like,
never.
this is the most stilted,
Unnatural
dialogue.
Like, calling it canned doesn't even properly describe it.
Yeah, it's an insult to cans.
Like, canned dialogue would be better.
It's like, it was genuinely...
It's not even Saturday morning cartoon bad.
It's literally, it's the 20-something friends of the CEOs, or the kids of the CEOs, who are trying to come in here and read the script that we wrote for you. And they're like, oh yes, let me go and hang out. Let's go hang out with Jill on weekends.
It's not even the delivery that's the problem. Not that the delivery is good. It's what they're saying.
Yeah, people... But
like, these are not words people use in this way. Ever.
It is genuinely one of those moments where you're like, people don't talk like this.
And it's like, it wrote, like, the game, from what I can remember, which was not much apparently, seemed pretty cool. You're in power suits, you're fighting monsters, group party stuff, whatever. Looks great. But that brings you so far out of the demo that I admitted that not only did the demo not give me a good impression of what the game is, but it completely destroyed any hope of it having any lasting hope to stay in my memory until that bad part was reminded.
You want to be pushed out of your brain, going, oh, let's save the synapses for something useful.
I mean, it's just like, that was just so bad.
It was so funny because the other thing was that she mentions. Here's the part that really kind of like makes me giggle, because I have been playing Diablo for since it launched.
Yeah,
Diablo 3 since it launched. Yeah, since it launched, and
since beta.
It is now, like, in season 12. We're in season 12. Now I can say to someone, "Oh look, I got X piece of gear," and people will probably know what I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Like, amongst my friends, who, even those who play all the time, sometimes go, "What piece of gear is that? Link me that gear," because I'm like, I have no idea.
I don't think I've seen that one. Let me see that.
So, the thing is, when this girl says she rolls, there's this loot drop, and the loot drop gives her some sort of special gun, and she calls it by name, and the other guy's like, nice. I'm going like, no. This game just came out. How the fuck do you know what the hell gun that is? Oh, it sounds sexy. I mean... I was just like...
Who cares if the guns are any good? I want my guns to sound sexy.
I was like, oh my goodness gracious. That was it was the most unfunctional dialogue I've ever seen as a gamer in my life. And it was like, it was truly cringeworthy.
Yeah, it's very much a weird time to be a gamer, because we're getting good stuff, and we got Cuphead recently, and we got Bayonetta and Soul Calibur coming. We got things coming out, And I was like, because Star Ocean 4 was released on PSN Network.
Right.
So I haven't played that one yet. I actually haven't really played any since... I've only played 2. Mm-hmm. Because I haven't played much of 1 on PSP that I have. I only played the embarrassment of 3, but it's like... 2 is just such a core part of my gamerhood that, the Star Ocean series is just... It's got its hooks in me.
Right.
But then we have this other crap happening.
And it's just such a weird...
EA is just
EA's
nonsense.
EA's loot box shenanigans.
Gearbox's legal troubles the last couple of years.
It's just...
Oh, I know what else I don't know if it's coming... I don't think it's coming out next year, but you know what game we're excited to wait for?
What?
Cyberpunk 2022.
Oh, yes. Because that'll get released within our lifetime, hopefully. Oh, hopefully it'll get released before the actual date is released.
CD Projekt Red is pretty good about that. Because they've more or less finished up all they're going to do for Witcher 3. So...
Yeah, that was delayed for a couple of years, too,
What, Witcher 3?
Yeah. I remember that being like,
but if we
want to release it, we really do.
Oh, Witcher 3 quality level Cyberpunk game, that will be amazing.
Yes, that will be.
That will definitely be amazing. But yeah, there's not a lot coming out. There's some good stuff coming out. There's
some interesting things that are coming out. There's plenty of stuff that's coming out.
It's for all the good that's going on. Is we got all these weird controversies going and coming, and it's just
when you've got the EA shenanigans, you've got everybody and their grandparents stuffing loot boxes into games where they don't belong.
Right. It's like we have a mixed relationship with loot boxes, because we do play Overwatch, and we have both bought loot boxes. And while I will never say anybody, and I will never try and defend what anybody says about loot boxes and Blizzard, because I'm not going to say you're wrong, because you're not wrong. But Blizzard is, at least at this point, Blizzard as the developer, not Activision part of it, that, they're all their tax dodging schemes and everything that they're doing. No company is perfect. Activision's pretty bad, but, like, the developers at Blizzard, and they do answer to Activision, they are controlled to a certain degree, but it's not nearly as much as any other company out there. I can at least feel confident that giving them money will actually improve my gaming experience, either for Overwatch specifically in a lot of cases, because they do still do new skins, like new things are coming out for it all the time. It's new game modes, new skins, new other cosmetics, and I do like getting the skins. They've improved the means you can get the loot boxes without actually spending money, but I can completely understand if somebody still says the system is still bad outright. It's like, I understand where you're coming from. But there are companies that do loot boxes, at least in my opinion, right. Blizzard is one of them with Overwatch specifically. If they bring something like that to Diablo or make changes, I will comment on that when it happens. But they're not doing what EA is doing. They're not doing what all the other companies are throwing in loot boxes and shit, and the mobile market is a mess now.
Yeah. The thing is that, like, they've kind of, they're doing a little bit of that. Blizzard's kind of slipping a little bit because they brought the whole loot box thing into Heroes.
That's right.
So that
they did, but they also...
Well, you can buy Heroes and occasionally skins. They're not always available, so you have to be on top of them, otherwise you have to craft them using the stuff that you get from loot boxes.
Which is like something. I mean, it's like, I'm not... I haven't really explored...
But they also give you a loot box every single time you level a character. Any character.
Right.
So it's like... It's
not just your character level. Oh, but if you level a character in your character level, then you get another level.
Yeah, exactly. You get,
so it's like...
They'll shower you with loot boxes.
Which is good, which you need to do.
If you want specific things and you want them quickly, you're going to have to either...
But in both of these cases, they're also not pay to win by any stretch. Like,
there's
absolutely nothing that you get in any of these loot boxes will ever affect your play in the game, and negatively or positively.
That is something that I am very, very happy to say that to support Blizzard in not doing.
Considering all of the stuff that happened with the Diablo 3 auction house, leading up to its eventual removal and complete retooling of the loot system,
they're already aware of what backlash looks like.
Well, not even just backlash. I mean, yes, backlash, but the auction house ruined the game.
It broke the game.
It became. Even though they had an auction house where you used game gold and an auction house where you used real money, so you could do either one. So you didn't have to spend money. But I mean, when it broke the game, like now, if you find yourself hitting a wall, you can do like bounties or do some lower level rifts to grind for better gear. Before, if you hit a wall, the only real solution beyond lowering the difficulty and hoping for better drops eventually, which could take forever. You had to go in the auction house and buy something.
Right.
That was the only way to get viable equipment.
And the thing is that they didn't have... I'm trying to remember when... Because Bounties launched with Loot Point 2.0.
Yeah, Bounties... If not 2.0, they launched with Reaper of Souls, which followed very shortly after 2.0.
So the thing is, the thing was that the original game, the problem with it was that the auction house killed the replayability. So the problem is that you would go in
Forget replayability. It killed your ability to play the game without ever... You had to go to the auction house. Even if it was the in-game gold auction house. And yeah, it was people who were putting it up there themselves. This wasn't stuff Blizzard was making going, wahaha. But it's like... If that's the only way to get weapons or gear so that I can actually continue playing the game, not even replaying the game, just continue playing the game, something's broken. And that more so than the controversy is why I think that they probably will not have pay-to-win stuff in any of their loot boxes in any of their games, because that has happened, and you can see how much it broke the game.
Yep. I can though. I mean, I know...
Well, I'm saying they wouldn't bring loot boxes in. I'm saying... Loot boxes
for the pay to win aspect. Loot boxes as part of progression will not. It's not something I don't think Blizzard will particularly try to drink it that well.
Right.
But I know that we will find that
full of cosmetics and stuff and things like that. I could totally believe them doing it, but I don't think you get any crafting materials.
Because I would imagine if they changed the entire way transmogrify works in the game. And you had to unlock things, not just by, you could unlock things by getting them, but you'd also have to unlock them by, using, like, another use for Kadala shards. But you'd have to
No,
chances,
it's like,
chances of alternate skins and things like
Like
that.
things like an alternate version of the Veer set skins, that could be a loot box thing.
New voice lines. Dear God, new voice lines. I'd actually give them money for new voice lines.
Not because
Cormac especially.
We just need no. We don't need
a gag for Cormac.
Exactly. We don't need new voice lines for Cormac. We need a ball gag.
We need a ball gag for Cormac.
I would pay money for a ball gag for Cormac.
Hashtag shut up Cormac.
Hashtag shut the fuck up Cormac.
Oh my God.
He really is terrible. I honestly think that's why I still use Enchantress on my squishy classes. I've just, you know what? I'll use her crowd controlling stuff. It'll be fine.
Because he is. I mean, he is genuinely, truly the one. It's like, especially
he is the type of individual that you would want to punch in the face every day. It's not just he talks over and over; it's that he says the stupidest things ever.
My
it's
God.
It's like he is the friend you pretend you're not friends with when you're with your other circle of friends.
Yes. And the thing is that you take him with us unwillingly.
Not anymore. Starting in Wizard Season 12, I have not used Cormac at all. I have the Enchantress. That's it.
Right.
What's nice is all the rings and amulets will be statted for her because she's also intelligence, which Cormac suffers more because it's harder to get strength stuff for him or deck stuff for the Scoundrel, who I've never really found terribly useful. His skills are kind of meh. He does not have the Enchantress's level of crowd control.
Yep.
And even when you're playing a tanky class where you don't need to have someone taking aggro for you,
he doesn't do any damage. So
he barely does any damage. So the crowd control and stuff that the Enchantress gives you is still far more useful.
Yeah, and the potential healing and buffs that Cormac gives you are way more helpful. So
yeah,
I'm not exactly sure what his deal was. His deal is supposed to make you do more damage, but yeah.
He never really he never really felt like he made any impact.
He specifically is genuinely the weakest of the useless of the three.
Yeah. Cormac, we hate. We would stuff a gag in his mouth if we could, but we'd still let him help us.
Up. It's because it's partly because what he won't shut up, but it's partly because of what he says. The same 10 lines all over again. But yeah, I would definitely pay for a ball gag for Cormac. New skins for the new skins for the followers. The companion.
That would be awesome because
new companions. There you go.
Even if they're
swap out the companions.
Even if they're just like various. Even if the new skins are different characters, but it's still the same skills you have to deal with.
Yep, you just swap out.
I'd still like all new companions.
Turn Cormac into a female.
Yeah,
Crusader.
Like that would be good because it'd be nice to have other companions with other skills, but that would have to be something that's added in for like a new expansion or something. Because you don't want that in a loot box.
Yeah, no.
Because that would affect gameplay.
Well, yeah,
depending on what their skills were.
Yeah, it's like an alt skin for Cormac or an alt skin for the Enchantress, or
so all their skills are the same. They equip the same stuff, but they just look different. And yeah, new clothes because Cormac doesn't look stupid. He just looks boring. The Scoundrel, I can't even remember his name. Is how much I use him. It looks like a fucking idiot.
Something like
and his max level gear.
Iron, something like that.
I don't remember. But no, it's like his max level Scoundrel gear. It's like some kind of weird duster thingy. He just kind of looks like he's overinflated.
Yes, it's true. But yeah, it's like the thing is that we're not seeing that type of that's the type of game stuff we're excited for next year.
Yeah, and there's not much, unfortunately.
That's like we're not really seeing a whole lot of oh my god I have to do this because frankly.
Yeah, we're excited about the new Diablo seasons and a lot of new releases. I'm always trying to add stuff to my collection, but this is all early like PS1, PS2 era stuff that I'm filling in the little gaps and whatnot of things I don't have. Some 360, some 3DS games. There are PS4 games I still want to get, but most of them are already released.
Right.
So that's a little more than we were planning to talk about. But hey, you've been watching the show this long, then you know that's the way we are.
Exactly. So
we will leave you there.
I'm Old Man Wolfie.
And I'm Monty Squigs. And have a good one.